All right, now I love this series because it brought frequency vibrations to the world. Back in NBA 2K16, the amazing Spike Lee story mode. NBA 2K18, how does this one stack up?
This is a good game. I mean, the 2K is consistently, I feel like the developer Visual Concepts is the one sports gaming developer that I feel like tries to push boundaries on all fronts. They don't just focus on one mode. Every single year they're doing stuff to their core modes, which, you know, because basically sports games are like 4 games in one now, right? Not everybody plays the same experience. Some people just play online competitive.
Yeah.
Some people like the sim franchise mode stuff. Some people like the career mode stuff. So they're always pushing on all those fronts. So no matter what kind of player you are, there's something that you can look forward to.
Does that mean like adding new modes or just going deeper and experimenting
Going
within
deeper
those?
and experimenting within. So like this, you know, the story mode's been so popular for the career mode.
Yeah.
There's a story now in the GM mode, which is kind of interesting. You're like this.
So there's 2 separate story modes?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're this player whose knees got blown out, and you kind of had to end your career early, and you transferred into management.
Hang on, stop. I'm going to interrupt a lot. So do you get to play the part where your knees get blown out?
No, you're like in the locker room, sitting there in the docks, like, sorry, buddy, your career's over. You know,
We have to put you down, man.
And then they fast forward to the point where you're getting your first general manager job, so you're in charge of a franchise.
Smart.
And so, like, from there, the story gets really interesting. It's a story you don't see in sports games ever.
Does it involve a ghost?
No, there might be ghosts in the game, though. We can talk about that later. But basically, you are you're stuck in this owner sandwich where the owner is this guy who doesn't know anything about the way basketball organizations are run. He's always meddling. He's starting fires all over your organization. And he makes his son the assistant general manager. So you're in this terrible sandwich of bad decision making.
That's good.
And you have to fight these Machiavellian behind the scenes battles to try to basically protect your turf.
Is it a Danganronpa style visual novel, or how are you making these decisions along the way?
No, so it's not acted cutscenes like the My Career mode, which still has that stuff. It's all basically script on the screen with like a weird, awkward animation that plays with guys that have really overly gestury hands. It's kind of that you don't want to look at it as much as you just want to think about what's happening.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
And then going along the way, is it more interesting ultimately than the career mode?
I think the story only lasts for 1 year, and you can sim through the game, so you don't actually have to play the basketball games if you don't want to, and just deal with the upper management stuff.
Okay.
So it's a easy barrier to entry to a lot of people. And I just think it's something we haven't seen in sports games, so I give it a lot of points for that.
That does sound cool.
The hardcore sim heads aren't as happy about it because there are a couple situations where maybe they force a trade on you or something like that, and they want complete autonomy. And you can still do that after that season. You're totally in control of your team. Or you can play the My League mode, which is like stripping away the RPG elements, just straight up simming. So it's not like those people are left out.
You'll get your spreadsheet thrills out of that whole
exactly
thing. And so what director did they get?
No director for that.
No, but for the actual story mode.
For the actual story mode, there isn't a director this year. The big thing that I feel like the game's been going this direction, but it's never really embraced it until this year, is they've created a social hub called the Neighborhood, where all the things that you did in the game already, like shopping, going from your playground games to the NBA games, all that kind of stuff, they've visualized a GTA style kind of city block.
It's the Call of Duty headquarters?
Kind of. Yeah.
How weird.
So you see all these people with their crazy animation, you know, like everybody's buying different haircuts and shirts, and you can kind of see all this stuff. There's custom t-shirt creation that you can do to make VC. So there are some hilarious shirts out there that you'll see.
This sounds really cool.
It is. It's a really good idea. It's not perfect yet. There's a lot of times when you load in and every character that you're with is like a person in stasis. So they're just standing there. So it feels like zombies.
Slowly dribbling a basketball, zombies?
No, they're not even dribbling. They're just standing there looking at their phones. Or sometimes when the servers have been wonky, that you just load in all by yourself, and it's like 28 days later, you're like, where is everybody?
In a Heartbeat starts playing underneath the entire thing.
It's a metaphor, man. People are on their phones too much.
Cyril, you're somebody that went and played the new Madden game because of that story mode.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be enticed by a weird experience like this?
I would be interested in more of that. Like I really like the Madden story mode, but I'm not. How does it stack up against that?
See, I didn't think Madden story mode did much of anything for me. I thought it was well acted and it was a decent story, but there was no gameplay hooks attached to it at all. Which, as a person who likes the RPG elements in my story modes, it didn't really deliver for me. There's way more stuff that you can do in both of these story modes in terms of fleshing out your character, leveling your character up, you know, spending the VC, which is the hot topic of the day.
Okay.
And I feel like I understand basketball like way better than I do football. So it's like there being more gameplay doesn't necessarily like deter me from playing more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So still cream of the crop. Best sports game of the year so far, would you say?
Probably, yeah. I mean, they
Wow.
still have some stuff they need to work on. The servers are always a challenge for them. I don't know why they can't just get a guru in. I know that technology is tough, but adding the social infrastructure on top of their playground mode, it's really laggy in the playground games right now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is par for the course for 2K. They usually launch and have a struggling, 2-3 weeks before they stabilize.
Yeah. What score did you give this one?
I gave it a 9.
Wow. And the Switch version is coming out or is out the same
You can
day?
get it digitally right now. You can't get the cart version that'll be in retail stores until October, I want to say 14th or 19th, something like that.
The f*** is that?
I don't know.
You want to go up against the PC version of Destiny?
I guess that's what it is. Yeah. So you haven't played that version then, or you?
I have not. I have downloaded it. Okay, this is really annoying. This is a Switch story. I
Yeah.
downloaded it onto my Switch internal memory,
Yeah.
and then I clicked the game to open it, and it said, you need 3 more gigs to do this. So I was like, okay, I'll transfer it to my SD card. I tried to you can't transfer stuff from one to the other, so I had to delete it and re-download it so it would go to the SD card.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Gotta love them, huh?
So I'm just impressed that they can fit the game on there. And like the really nice thing for Switch owners, I don't know if the game's up to the quality of the other ones. What I played was pretty good.
Okay.
But it's going to have day and date pushes with new content, the same as PS4 and Xbox, which is huge for Nintendo.
Yeah.
They usually don't service like that. They're allowing 2K to push stuff day and date. So they do a lot of updates throughout the year. They'll add stuff to the stores. They'll add new cards for the my team mode.
Yeah.
All those sorts of things, gameplay tweaks that they're going to do, you're going to get the same day as the other platforms.
Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can subscribe to the audio version and listen to new episodes airing every Thursday. We cover big games on the horizon, games that we've just reviewed. We have long-form developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So check it out every Thursday.